Hi Sagittarius, welcome to July. In the part 1 of the video, I introduce you to the solar eclipse that we just had on solstice, which will have an impact on us all the way till December of 2020. The next 6 months, the focus of our attention will be on starting a new way of being, starting a new life to some extent. And we've just had a lunar eclipse in your sign. Lunar eclipse brings about some changes and shifts where closure happens, where an old phase of life ends. And now with this solar eclipse which is happening on solstice, and hence a very powerful cardinal directional start, we are going to start something new. And this is happening in your house of finances, joint finances. This is in your house of give and take in relationships, proceeds of a relationship. So you might be starting something new together with somebody, either in your personal capacity or in your professional capacity, where you're bringing your talents, your resources, your heart, your soul together with somebody and starting a new way of being. This is a new beginning when it comes to you merging with another. And this might have been in making for the last 18 months. We have had eclipses in this area of your life for the last 18 months when North Node was here. Now we sort of are we're taking a directional step towards it. But what's happening at the same time is that we have a retrograde, a Mercury retrograde happening in that area of your life. So there are certain set of details, some reconsiderations, some details of give and take that need to come to focus as a part of that before we start that new phase in our financial abundance, in our merger with another person, in our new way of being when it comes to our joint finances, when it comes to even a business with somebody. Maybe you're sort of merging your talents with somebody. This is a very transformative time for you, where you might be ending an old phase of your life and adapting to a completely different way of being, because this is the house of rebirth and it will be highlighted even more in July. The complete phase out of that will happen over the course of next 6 months, but the initiation of it and what is going to be our mode of operation, the details of that, the detail possibly of an agreement to some extent, or the terms, the fair terms of that relationship, that joint finances, or that even a financial partnership of sort, will get finalized over the course of next 2 to 3 weeks. Mercury is retrograde till 12th of July, and Mercury rules all our business communication, our written communication. So there might be certain terms of your partnership, give and take in a personal or a professional relationship, that needs revision. This could be fair terms in a contract with somebody. This could be a partnership, a financial partnership with somebody. This could be even your separation from a previous partner. This could be financial terms of a separation from someone, where now you're deciding to merge or have a transformation or be different in your life, and you're separating from your previous life, and the term of separation might be getting finalized. This could be mortgage, inheritance. This is money that comes from other sources. This is not the money that we earn from salary. What is coming to focus right now, which is going to go through some back and forth, is extra money. The money that comes either from joint partnership, the money that comes from sponsorship, the money that comes from loans, the money that comes from people merging their talents together and starting a business. This is proceeds of a partnership with somebody significant in your life. So this could be that you deciding to sort of go in a financial partnership where you need a sponsor, and that sponsor, the term of that sponsorship are getting finalized, or you're getting loan from somebody to start new. You might be separating from an old partner and going for a new relationship where the terms need to be finalized. Inheritance matters related to insurance, will, might be getting discussed. And on a personal level, because this is a very personal eclipse, It is happening in a water sign. So there will be a lot of emotions, a lot of intensity involved with this review. There could be give and take on a personal level that might be in discussion, intimacy with a partner. And this is a new phase. This is an eclipse which is here to give us something new. So through this transformation, through this rebirth, through this deep transformation of your power in itself, you sort of coming to the other side. There are significant life changes which might be happening right now, and they could be a little bit sudden in nature, even when sometimes, it's separating from an old life and going into a new life, even if we have been working on it for the last 18 months. They still surprise us. They still take us aback, because when all of it suddenly dawns on us that we are entering a new phase of our life. So you'll feel, if I may say, a little bit emotionally overwhelmed as well at this stage. And it's natural to feel that, because it can feel sudden even if it has been in making for quite some time. What's happening other than that, which I spoke about in the part one of the video, in the solar eclipse video, is that this is going to be a little bit of a detour. So this is something that you might have been working on. You would have thought of this life change, this life transformation, this healing that you need to some extent, but it is happening through a different way. There is a detour that is coming in. There could be a spanner in things, there could be a delay, there could be a change in terms, there could be commercial terms that need to change, there could be a change in the actual messaging, actual written documentation, which might be coming through, and that detour is taking you to a different place. Sometimes changing a few wordings in a contract changes the meaning of the contract itself. Changing the terms of the partnership through the change of a couple of words lead you to a different destination. As I mentioned in the part one of the video, through that example, a man was going for interview and he has got a hindrance in front of him, because of which he could not go to that interview. He takes a detour, he goes to a bookshop, reads a book, decides that job is actually not my life path, something else is. A detour sometimes changes the destination itself. So pay attention to the detour that is coming in, if there's a detour that has come through, because the terms of your partnership and who you want to be in partnership with might be changing altogether, or what you are sort of forming might be changing. And this is the house of depth, this is the house of detail. So it's possible that the subject matter in which you wanted to do the deep research, the subject matter that you wanted to go deeper into, that might be changing itself, because your interest has now changed. So there is a change of mind, a detour that happens, that is changing the very nature of this new start. So this is a new start that might have been making, that might have been in making over the course of last 18 months. I do think that it has two elements to it. One is deeply, this could be very deeply personal and emotional, but at the same time there could be financial terms attached to it. So the revenue source, how you earn money, the sources from where you earn money and how you earn money might be changing as a result of that. This new start might have a financial underpinning to it. But the way you had thought you'll go about it, the actual terms of that agreement, the actual terms of that business, they are undergoing change right now, and they'll continue to evolve over the course of next 3 weeks, all the way till 12th of July. So especially the 10 days, the next 10 days, you might find that something comes up for review. Some information that you did not see before, that starts coming in. That's why till 12th of July, it is not a great time to sign off on things, because there are certain things that you need to see before you sign off on this new beginning. There could be certain terms you did not see before, certain financial matters in a joint situation with a partner, with a business partner, that was not clear. There was something that was hidden below the surface. There was a secret maybe of financial nature that you did not know. Similarly, this could be investment related. This can very much be stock market related, because money earned from stock market also sits in this house. So you might have decided to earn through sources, again away from regular income, through stock market, through investment, through certain ventures, through combining your talents with somebody, but the actual investment will go through change over the course of next 3 weeks, because you're going to see a different side of things. The detour or the circumstantial changes that are happening, which can very well be commercial in nature, they're going to change the destination you go to. They're going to change the actual investment. They're going to change the source of sponsorship. They can even change the partner with whom you were going in for partnership with. So this new start, which is financial in nature, could be very healing for you, could be very healing for your family, could be very healing for your health to some extent. And it will feel like you need this new start, this cutting the cord from the old and start this new cycle of healing, of being more powerful in your own skin. And you'll need all of that. But there's some amount of information, and this could be related to inheritance, estate matters, joint finances, loans, emotional sensitivity in a personal life. So if it is a personal relationship in which you're going into, you're deciding to take it to the next level, the actual intimacy in that relationship, there might be elements of that have not been clearly laid out or said, which need to be said. Maybe you both are on different wavelength to some extent, and that needs to be discussed out. And this retrograde over the course of next couple of days will test your patience to some extent. Somebody close to you, who you nurture, who you're close to, could test your patience at distance. Because when Mercury is retrograde in Cancer, it does test our emotional stability. Because there's always an empathy lesson. There's always a softer skill set lesson which sits in a water retrograde. When Mercury, the planet of thinking, logical thinking, goes retrograde in a water sign, it's like, through certain provocation, we are taught how to word our emotions in the right way. So there might be somebody in your personal circle who you nurture, who you deeply care for. They can test your patience. Your business partner, who you thought is your friend or you're deeply involved with, can test your patience over here. Your sponsor, the person who was going to support your business, they can test your patience at this time. And we will learn how to handle a crisis situation which can happen in a partnership at this stage to have a positive new start. But my suggestion to you is that this is enormously powerful. This solar eclipse happening on solstice in your house of finances is a powerful, powerful new beginning. But to make it a success, and this is happening at the star, which is a star of success. So there's success written all over it, but there is more information that needs to come out. So spend the next 10 days, especially till about, I would say, 30th of June. Let things come out in the open. And they will continue to come out till 12th of July. But after 30th of June, you will realize the new way of handling the situation. It could be a separation from a partner. It could be a joint finances with a new partner. It could be sexual intimacy with a partner. This is precedes of relationship, precedes of partnership. When we go in together with somebody, there are certain lessons that we learn. And now all of those lessons are being put into practical action. And they will, in my view, have a financial underpinning to it. Your finances will be very, very highlighted in the month of July, and they have been highlighted over the course of last 18 months as we have been having eclipses in your house of finances, and that happens once in a decade. So this rare opportunity of taking it to the next level when it comes to your financial capability, your ability to generate value from your talents, that is being taken to the next step, but it requires you to release an old phase. It requires you to cut some cord. It requires you to possibly release a debt, maybe paying back of a karmic debt, maybe paying back money to somebody. It requires you to cut a cord with somebody to move to the next level. It might require you to reallocate your time, love, and resources on something else versus what you were doing earlier. So old assets can come for review as well. Old partnerships can come for review. We'll go a little bit deeper here and figure out whether this is who I want to merge with. Does my wavelength really match at the soul level? Even if they are your financial partners, you'll review that. And we'll be required to adapt in the face of rebirth. This is where the matters will intensify a little bit in the next coming few weeks. And then for 6 months, Mars will be in your house of passion. Mars will be in your positive energy with you. It is going to give you the guts, the energy, the physical energy required, as well as the courage required to sort of make it happen, to bring it to a positive fruition over the course of next 6 months. Again, that is very, very rare to have Mars in its own sign. It will be in Aries for the next 6 months. And it will be in positive energy with you, because Aries is your, it's your fellow fire sign. It adds to you. It sits in your house of passion. It sits in your house of love. So Sagittarius and Aries are great friends and partners in love. And so Mars in Aries, they support the Sagittarius sign. They support the fire that Sagittarius has within them. So Mars in Aries is going to support you over the next 6 months to make something difficult happen. And this could be a risk that you're taking in your personal life. It could be in love. It could be in romance. It could be a business venture that you need to, pull off the ground, where you're taking a lot of risk on your own talents here. And Mars is going to help you do that over the next 6 months. That will be the fight of our life, because Mars in Aries for 6 months is like something extremely difficult that we have never been able to do before. We get the energy to do it. We get the courage to do it. Mars has not been in Aries since World War II for 6 months. So this is a very rare transit, and we'll see that in global events. It will get people to do things they have never done before. This is courage of lifetime. This is energy that we were never given before, and you'll feel that in your bones towards the month end, when Mars makes an aspect with this new start in your house of finances. You'll get the guts to take a very transformative step when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your resources, when it comes to your investments, when it comes to your joint resources with somebody, when it comes to your intimacy with another person, when it comes to you merging and to some extent sharing power and resources and body and soul with somebody. But you'll be required to detox something to get there. There is something old. It could be an ailment, it could be an addiction, it could be a karmic tie which needs to be revisited and released. There could be money from others, there could be spouse money, there could be insurance, inheritance, debt, tax related. These are karmic and an actual debt that will come for review and possibly repayment. It's not a good time to take a new loan, to take a new sponsorship. It's a good time to review your sources of income. It is a good time to review your joint finances. It's a good time to see truly what's happening in your joint finances. It's the time to go dig deeper, cleanse your body and mind. It's the house of detox. So when we have a water eclipse in the house of detox, something needs to be cleansed for you to start again in your full power with all your resources, but possibly with a person, together with a person who shares the values at a very soul level with you, who's possibly together with you emotionally and psychologically and possibly physically. So reopening sort of your debts, weeding out the debt, weeding out what works, what doesn't work in terms of people's resources, way of connecting with others, give and take in partnerships. That is the focus here. The give and take in partnership is the key focus of both the eclipse that we just had, which will impact us for the next 6 months, as well as the new moon and the Mercury retrograde, which is happening in July. In July is when things will come to full clarity, especially towards the second half of July. But on 30th of June, when Mercury and Sun come together in their conjunction, that's when you start seeing the other side of it. Right now we are in the mode of, reviewing the old. We are in the retrograde mode. After 30th of June, we start planning ahead. We start forging ahead. We start thinking of what's coming ahead. And it's coming with a blockage. It's coming with a commercial blockage, in my view. It's possible that you might be wanting to start something which with somebody else, or you might be looking to start something which is based on depth. This is the house of occult. This is the house of astrology. This is the house of deep subject matter. This is the house of psychology, healers, emotional healers, healers who help others in crisis to some extent. So you might be deciding to start something of your own, and it doesn't have to be an occult. It could be something which requires deep research to some extent. It requires use of your EQ more than IQ. So as long as you sort of applying all of you into it, and it will take everything in you to make it happen. And with that level of depth, there's a blockage that comes which could be commercial in nature. There could be a blockage that comes like, how do I create the right value out of it? Are the terms fair to me? Are the commercial terms of this partnership, this sponsorship, this loan fair to me? Am I going to be able to create money out of this thing I feel so deeply about? So that blockage is the detour. And solving that blockage will give you the ability and push in a different direction. Remember that story with that detour, that guy actually found his real purpose. So he was going for that job interview. He took the detour. He found the book. He found a new purpose. Over that hindrance, the blockage, the delay which was there, his destination actually changed in that detour, because he saw something that he did not see before. So it will give you the ability to see through something that you're not seeing right now. And you'll have a solid sense of your own power. You'll know it. It will like click within. You'll learn to follow through your own impulses as a result of this Mercury retrograde. So let things come out till about 12th of July and then follow through on this. This is an enormous, enormous opportunity to start again financially, in a joint finances with somebody, in a new business that requires you to use your, as I said, your emotional quotient more than your IQ. It requires technical expertise, but it requires more. It's more about, handling other people in the right fashion and bringing talent together possibly. And in the process of that, possibly helping other people. You're somehow taking care of your family, you're taking care of your home, you're taking care of your emotional center while going for this. It could be that it sort of heals your family, it heals you and your family relationship by following this path in some way. It heals the past in some way. It detoxes the old way of being. And this, for example, if unfortunately this is part of a separation from somebody, then in that case, the shift in terms that is happening of that separation, and somehow it will heal both of you. The give and take will become fair to both of you in that process. Similarly, if you're going in with a new partner, maybe the terms were not fair earlier, and they'll become fairer with this revision, with this detour. They'll become fairer. You'll go to a better place together. If you're starting a new business, reviewing these terms over the course of next couple of weeks, they will get you to the right place, the right kind of business, because the whole environment around us has changed. So the strategy possibly needs to be changed now. The kind of projects or the kind of product you're going to put, that needs to change possibly. So good luck for that, Sagittarius. Have a amazing July ahead. I'm going to do another video on the upcoming eclipse that's happening in your house of finances again. We're going to talk a little bit more about that eclipse in another video. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one now.